Hey guys, Logan here with Brain Body Soul, and wanted to take you through a quick video on green juicing, obviously. But not just green juicing, because a lot of people like to juice, but they don't feel like they want to miss out on the actual pulp, the fiber that's in the vegetables and fruits that they juice. So I've come up with a way to utilize both the extracted juice using my favorite, the Breville, with the NutriBullet, which is my other favorite. I pretty much use this thing every single day, and I do use this quite a bit, probably 4 to 5 times a week, not so much on the weekends. But I want to be able to show you to combine the two, so that way you're getting all of these vegetables and then some using the raw vegetables in the NutriBullet. But what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the extracted juice in the cup instead of using water, because that's what people use is they fill this up with water after dumping their spinach, kale, whatever they utilize for their raw vegetables. And I feel like we're just missing out on that aspect. If we can combine both of them at the same time, you're getting an enormous amount of micronutrients. And I'm going to tell you something, if you're sick, if your immune system is low, this method is for you. This is what you really want to do on a daily basis when your immune system's low or compromised. I consider doing it 3 to 4 times a week anyway, but especially when you're sick, this is something that will blow that cold, flu, virus, bacteria, whatever it is, very, very quickly out of the body. So we're going to go ahead and start juicing. I'm going to show you guys exactly the ingredient list and go through them. I don't have anybody to zoom in, so I'm going to have to point everything out to you, and you'll have to take my word for it. So in the front, we have a line of apples. I have Jazz apples and I have Golden Delicious apples. It's just what I had, so it's what I'm going to use. This is what's going to sweeten up the rather bland vegetables that we have here and give it a really good balanced taste. On the right side here, I have a bunch of one habit cabbage. In the front row here, I have 3 heads of romaine lettuce. I have 3 cucumbers. I have 2 celery stalks, complete and full. I have a bunch of parsley, which a lot of you may not like parsley, so you could probably skip that if you don't like it. You can maybe put cilantro in there instead. I also have escargot, and that's what all I got. So we're going to go ahead and juice this up and get the finished product, and then we're going to move on to the NutriBullet. One little tip you can do is, instead of not having a bag in here, of course, to collect anything, have the bag in there. Typical, just bags you get at the grocery store to put your vegetables in. But the cool thing about a little tip that I can fill you in on is, instead of throwing this stuff away, you can actually use this shredded stuff up for soups, which is really good for any kind of vegetable soups. You just add, of course, your seasoning, whatever you want to have. And it makes a really good base for the soup. So you don't have to waste this kind of stuff. You can add in any rice, potatoes, whatever you want to have, but it's already shredded up, so it comes in really handy. You ain't got to waste and throw it away. Okay, we're back, and I've removed the juicer, brought in the NutriBullet, and this is our finished product. This is what we got out of all those vegetables that we juiced up. We got 64 ounces and about 24, so almost 90 ounces of juice, which is great if you're just going to go on a detox. Today I'm on my 3rd day of a juice-only detox, and I'm about to introduce some solid foods. And the best way to introduce any kind of solid foods, in my opinion, is to use the NutriBullet and utilize the fresh extracted juices that we just extracted. This is what I've devised together as what I call a double green, and that is filling up our NutriBullet cup with whatever vegetables and fruits that you want to add to it, and adding in, instead of water, which typically that's what most people do, to the fill line, and then blending it up. This gives it not only a flood of micronutrients, but a way better flavor. And like I said, if you're sick, this thing will knock a cold out really, really quick, just like that. So what I have here to fill up this cup, this is typically what I do almost every single day. I'm a creature of habit, probably just like you. But this is what I utilize. I usually have one of these in the morning time for sure. And I'm not going to use the Quaker Oats this time on this one because it's in the evening time. But typically in the morning and the afternoon, I usually do about 3/4 of a cup, 1 cup of the oats, and put it in the NutriBullet cup before I add any vegetables. This is one of the most powerful carbs you can have. It's clean, it's got great fiber, and it doesn't obviously have any fat in it. It's got your proteins in there as well, but just a great solid all-around carbohydrate. And if you're a person that does go to the gym, this thing gives you some amazing energy throughout your workouts. You'll have a great workout, especially if you have one about an hour before you go. Top-notch carbohydrate here, but we're not going to use that. We'll put that aside for now, but I just want to show you, if you're going to do and continue on a detoxification program, this is wonderful. If you're going to add in the bulk fibers, you're going to get the double punch with the double green. So typically what I do is we have spinach here, we have parsley, cilantro, and my favorite fruit, which is pineapple. I think pineapple is amazing. Of course, we all know what pineapple does with digestion. It helps out quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and just fill this cup up. This is the big NutriBullet cup, by the way. Typically, when you buy the NutriBullet, you'll have 2 cups. This is the bigger one compared to the smaller one. So I utilize quite a bit of spinach. I stuff it really full in there. And then I typically just grab about a handful of parsley, handful of cilantro. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to use these ingredients. I recommend using spinach because it's so easy to blend things with it. It doesn't really have much flavor in its raw state. Kale's a little bit more difficult to flavor over. It has a very unique taste, so I really prefer spinach over any vegetable. I think it's the best vegetable, and that's why I utilize it. But again, you don't have to use the parsley and cilantro. I just prefer to use these. This is a great chelator, by the way. Heavy metals, all that kind of stuff. These 2 right here are amazing for that. And parsley is good for the prostate, too, for all you guys. So there you have it. There's our cup stuffed full of greens. And then we're going to add in the sweetener, the flavor, which is the pineapple. Okay, one thing I also want to add and show you guys, this is Psyllium Husk. Psyllium Husk is an amazing bulk fiber, keeps you extremely regular. The colon's not something you want to mess around with. Most people don't get the recommended 40 grams of fiber every single day, no matter how much they eat. 40 grams of fiber, that's quite a bit, and most people don't get that. So we want to be able to take advantage of that. Psyllium Husk is one of those amazing supplements that I love. So 1 scoop of this is like 9 to 10 grams of fiber. So that's 1/4 of the way there, even if you didn't have any other fiber besides that. This is a great product that I add into my drinks here. So again, typically you're going to take this and you're going to fill it up to the fill line with water. But of course, the flavor is not really going to be all that. So what I like to do is take the extracted juice, and we'll use that. And we're going to put in, I think it's usually like about 16 to 18 ounces. Yeah, about that. And we're going to blend that up. And you can imagine the flavor you're going to get with this, because you get all this flavor from the extracted, and of course the flood of micronutrients. And the nice thing about the NutriBullet I love is it only takes a couple seconds and it's done. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is by far one of the healthiest things you can drink. I don't care what you add to it, but just the fact that we got cabbage, we have parsley, we have celery, we have apple, we have cucumber, we have escargot, we have a ton of romaine lettuce. There's a ton of vegetables in here that you just added to this here. So you want to talk about knocking a cold out? This is the way to do it. This is the double green. I'm Logan of Brain, Body, and Soul. Thanks for watching. Amazing.